Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Amarilys and I'm going to try to get straight into this video. Just wanted to give you a little bit of background. So I am going to show you how I cut my curly hair at home. I had my cosmetology license for a few years and I don't practice. So I feel really comfortable cutting my own hair, doing a lot of things on my own. So I'm just showing you how I personally do my own haircut at home. I just did a simple trim, gave myself a little bit of layers just so I can get more volume in my hair and a little bit more shape. And I never was taught like how to properly cut curly hair, so please don't take me as a professional. Just sharing how I cut my hair at home, and so maybe it'll help you cut your own hair in the midst of being at home. So let's get right into showing you how I go ahead and do that. Here I'm just showing you the end result after I trimmed a little bit and trimmed some layers. And then I'm going to start off with my hair completely washed and detangled from the shower. And I'm going to split my hair down the middle as much as, straight as possible and even on each side so that I can first start off with trimming the ends while it's wet. And then I go ahead and I'll style my hair, and then I'll go ahead and show you how I trim when it is already styled. I will say that throughout the video, it was hard for me to show you exactly like me cutting from my view. It was hard for me to show that. I'm just using my fingers as a guide to cut and try to show you as much as I can. So again, if you don't feel comfortable cutting your own hair, I would suggest not doing that. I, again, feel really comfortable cutting my own hair, which is why I just wanted to share with you how I go about it. And then when it's curly, you'll see, I think, a little bit better. Here I am taking the other side of my hair, the other half, and trying to align it with the half that I just cut so that it is as even as possible on each side. Here I am taking the front pieces so I can start the front layers and kind of use that as a guide. Here what I basically do when it comes to dry cutting my hair, I try to take smaller sections and maybe even like curl by curl and try to cut so that I'm making a nice shape for myself. And again, like front layer, so you'll see me going back and forth to try to make sure that I'm getting the haircut even on both sides as much as possible. I do realize that one side of my hair, which I think a lot of people have this, one side of my hair has more fullness versus the other half of my hair. So you'll probably see that throughout the video. Also, I think it's the way it was styled. One side of my hair had a little bit more gel, which laid it down a little bit flatter versus the other side. But again, showing you curl by curl or like little smaller sections and trying to get the hair even on each side as possible. Another tip I would suggest is doing small like trims versus chopping off as much as you think you would like. Start off with smaller sections and smaller trims. Like you'll see me cut a little bit because I don't want to go and cut too much because you can't put hair back. You can take off a little bit and then you can go back and take off a little bit more if you need. And you'll see me do that in the sections that I'm working with, especially in the front. I will cut off a little bit to try to have that angle of like a layer and then go back and cut up a little bit higher. I continue to cut the front layers on the other side, and then I will go ahead and move on to adding a little bit of layer throughout the rest of the hair. So like on the sides, towards the back. So I'll go ahead and show that now. So like I mentioned, I'm going to start on the layering on the sides and towards the back. So what I did was I took a small section of hair and I'm going to cut that much off, and I'm going to use that as a guide to then start to create shorter layers or pieces of hair around the sides and towards the back. When you saw, it looked like I cut off a lot, but in comparison to the front piece of the layer, it wasn't that much hair. And so like I said, I'm using that piece that I just cut as a guide to continue along the other side of my hair. You also notice that I kind of go off camera a little bit when I go to cut, and that is because I'm trying to get close to my sink and have the hair pieces fall onto the sink and not on my floor. Because if you know anything about cutting hair, it's hard to clean up from the floor. So that's why I kind of go off camera a little bit, but I'm trying my best to show you how I'm cutting it. And then you saw that I took a piece and kind of layered it out just to get a better angle or idea of how I should cut the side. Again, it is very minimal because I don't want to cut off too much, but it does make a difference in giving my hair volume. Here I am just cutting off any like thin little curls that are still a little bit longer than the rest of the hair to try to make sure that it is as even on the bottom as possible. I hope that you enjoyed this video, found it helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below with your thoughts, or any other videos or products that you think I should try out, things like that. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!